we're walking in the air. La 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 la. Hello viewers, it's enough of that. Well, this is my Christmas message for 2010. Goodness, how fast does a year go? I tell you, it's absolutely flown by this year, but it's that time of year now, you know, presents under the tree, you know, reflection on the year and everything that's happened, and for me as well to thank a few people, and I thought do a video blog. That's what everybody seems to be doing these days, and to thank you, the viewer, as well. I'd like to thank all of you that have watched the videos and commented on them as well, and been supportive of the videos that VVV have put out this year. A bit of reflection on the year, of course. I mean, last year we turned into VVV Gamer. We're changing our name now to VVV Automotive, and so that's going to be another building process again. God knows how long that's going to take, but hopefully we'll get there one day in the end. But you can be rest assured that our coverage and our racing coverage will continue to improve over the next year as well. I'm going to try getting in there as early as I can, getting my hands on this stuff. Looking back at 2010 then, obviously we've had an excellent Formula 1 season, you know, a change in the rules, Jenson going McLaren, Alonso to Ferrari, but the drama between Webber and Vettel has been fantastic and definitely a highlight of the season. Looking back on VVV and my year in reflection, kicking off the year with MotoGP and the Capcom launch of that game, you know, we've got it was great. We went to Silverstone, we had a superbike race around the circuit, interviewed Bradley Smith and Steve Parish. Obviously Bradley's working his way up MotoGP. Of course Steve Parish, commentator with BBC Two, ex-teammate of Barry Sheene. It's great meeting those guys. We've also had a privilege this year, or I've had a privilege to meet some top racing drivers and interview some top racing drivers as well. Interviewing then Gianni Morbidelli on behalf of Superstars, Johnny Herbert at the GT Academy, along with Sabine Schmitz, who's a presenter on Top Gear in Germany, an expert at the Nordschleife circuit, absolutely expert. Then we went on to SBKX, Michele Coletti from Milestone gave us his time and his reflection on that, and of course then it was on to Carl Fogarty, five-time Superbike World Champion as well, giving us his views on his career, what he's been and where he wants to go. In that time as well, I've been very privileged to be invited to McLaren and have a tour of McLaren as well. I have to say, as a Formula 1 fan, having a tour, touching the cars, obviously Jenson and Lewis and Martin Whitmarsh and Ron, all these guys were there for the launch of the MP4 12C earlier this year, and it was a very privileged moment for me as a motorsports fan, so I'd like to thank everyone who helped make that possible. Also thanking a few people, WRC, I'd like to thank Blackbean for all their help there as well, and also Codemasters as well, because the Formula 1 2010, how massive was that for us this year, and it was great that you guys gave me some feedback, and hopefully we'll do more of it again next year, but that was absolutely huge. I don't think I could have predicted quite how big Formula 1 2010 videos would have been. Year progressing, of course, onto GT5, and is it the game we want it to be? Well, there's always lots of issues with it, isn't there? It's a big game, it's an amazing game, but there are lots of issues. A lot of people complained about the lack of premium cars. I personally have a problem with the lack of premium tracks in the game. I think a lot of the tracks are lifeless and dull, and you look at it and you say, that's not really what we expected of a game like this. Gran Turismo 6 is probably just around the corner, but I'm sure we can expect a lot of updates. And indeed, a bit of Christmas cheer going on in the background. The latest Gran Turismo update is looking good and sort of helping the game. They are building it. But should it have been in the first place? You tell me. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit out now. EA with the auto-log system. Fantastic fun. Doesn't have the classic time trial scoreboards though. What's up there? That's certainly something that I think Autolog need to look at. And of course, looking to next year as well, we're going to be bringing you lots more of my usual hands-on, over-the-shoulder videos. Rather than just describe it, I often like to show you my play. Whether I'm playing well, whether I'm crashing into a wall, I think it gives you a good idea of a hands-on, you know, of how all of us are going to approach the game as well. And of course we'll be playing Dirt 3 in the new year, along with Shift 2, and of course then F1 2011, and the big one for next year is Forza 4. Meanwhile, PC users, obviously you've got your R Factor 2 and constant expansion on iRacing as well to look forward to, and obviously Spa is looking fantastic there. But finally, I'd like to thank a few people who have been very supportive for VVV over the last few months. I'd like to thank the community, TJP, who's been a big help in the community there. I'd like to thank the Codemasters community, a lot of support there with F1 videos and stuff like that, and I hope we'll be doing a lot more of that in 2011. I'd like to thank Rob, aka Montoya, from Virtual R, and thank Virtual R community as well. I've had lots of support from you guys. And last but not least, I'd like to thank Louis, or T-Chak, from the racing stats, Forza stats and stuff like that. I'd like to thank everyone who's been involved at VVV and supported us over the past year. And I'd like to say a very Merry Christmas to you all and a happy 2011. Thank you. La 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 la. I can't remember the words. La 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 la. But I will be melted in the morning. La 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 la.